All right. So my name's Anders Corey. I'm a freshman at Bates College, and I'm here with David Bell, Bell Farms. We're conducting an oral history of COVID in collaboration with the Lewiston Public Library. And if you could just introduce yourself and your organization.
Yes. Hi. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is David Bell. Um, Together with Bell Farms, I'm a third generation in the farming industry here. Um, we till 500 acres. My grandfather moved from northern Maine in the 30s, and my brother and I now operate the organization. I have a nephew that's interested and working, and a daughter who works part-time that's interested also, and a son in college. So he's been working summers part-time. So that's where we're at.
Nice. And then could you kind of just explain how COVID has kind of affected the farms and your work just overall so far?
Yes, I certainly can. For the past 15 to 20 years, we've been involved with good agricultural practices, which is a GAP, state and federal food safety. So for us to uh, combat the COVID situation back in the spring was easy for us to ramp up in our cleaning and uh, with the crew. The things that we did we were more focused with uh, uh, temperature checks with the crew. I have a very young crew, so temperature checks as they came into work every day, um, along with keeping masks on hand in the break room. So it was an easy transition. We just had to ramp up our cleaning, and we were already in that realm of cleaning and food safety. So um, it was just a reminder of everything that we're doing and continue to do, keeping everything clean and food safety, because the big chain stores that we deal with wholesale really want us to be part of the food safety so that they feel confident buying product from us. So that was an easy transition for us.
So has any of your markets changed since COVID has started, or have you generally just kept the same customers?
It has changed. Backing up into the spring, we were still shipping the 2019 year crop.
Mhm.
Um, so when March came along and April, we shipped to the large chain stores. And obviously, they had a hard time keeping product in the shelves. So we were able to ramp up. Typically, we ship 2 to 3 trailer loads of the small containers a week. We were doing one a day. Um, Shipping into warehouse for chain stores. So that was a uh, great use of all the product that we had on hand. The downfall was later in the summer. My niche market is the fairs with the French fry potatoes.
Okay.
So with no fairs available, um, we ended up moving all our product, but it was a little touch and go, having a lot of product on hand through the summer. But we expanded out of town into smaller restaurants to try to build the base up to move more product because the fairs were closed. So that's how we handled it. Um, the chain stores were, abundant. The orders were great. Pricing was good. And the restaurants that slowed down, that was a challenge to try to move product um, in that sense. Yes.
So I was also looking at your Facebook page and noticed that you post a lot about crops for sale and there are local people commenting on it. Have is social media, has that been a big part more recently?
That's what I understand. I'm not big on the Facebook. My daughter, who is part-time, she really reaches out on that, and she comments to me on how people are responding to it from out of town, even from out of town. They show up and buy quantity, um, kind of like it was back in the day when families got together and bought multiple 50-pound bags of potatoes for families and neighbors. That's what it seemed like, that she was reaching out. People were coming from all over to buy product at my retail. Um, and of course, retail, you must understand, is a small percentage of my business,
Right. Yeah.
but it has more than doubled this summer. People are noticing where their product comes from, so they are shopping local, and that's a great situation for us.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you noticed if any low income members of the community or any like food stamp users have come to your farms more often.
Yes, I believe so. I don't know the exact numbers, but we do have um, debit, obviously credit cards. So we're capable of receiving their payments. As far as I can't assume, but I think that has been a bit of an advance of their shopping locally again, but I'm not certain of that.
So I was just wondering, what are the major food chains and restaurants, if you sell them? What are those companies? Are they generally in Maine too?
Uh, Well, if you're talking about Walmart and Market Basket, those are two chains that we can go to the warehouse and they distribute from there. Walmart is right here in Lewiston. Um, we've been with them for almost 20 years since they come into town. And Market Basket, we've been with them for 25 or 30 years, but they're based out of Massachusetts. Um, but they're close by. I mean, for them, we're considered local because we're within 150 miles. Um, so that's those are good markets for us. Plus Shaw's, we do direct delivery to a number of stores in the state. And then of course restaurants, that's been our biggest niche market, is restaurants, and of course the fairs. And neither one of them are doing very well. They are getting better these past few weeks, but um, the volume is not there like it normally is, and that's the part that uh, we would like to see changed. We hope it gets back to somewhat normal conditions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So earlier, did you mention that you were a third generation farmer?
Correct. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
I'm 63, so I've been around for a while.
so are all your employees a part of your family, or do you hire outside of your family as well?
uh, yes and yes. Uh, we have I have a nephew, um, and his wife work full time. My daughter's part time. Um, so yeah, we have an extended family working, and we also bring in outside work. So probably a total of, uh, besides my brother and I, probably 5 to 6 people full time, and then we bring on 6 or 8 more people at harvest time.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, those are all the questions that I have for you, and I really appreciate you coming on this Zoom call and letting
Okay.
me interview you for my project.
Okay. Well, great. Let me know how you do on your project, and it was my pleasure.